Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Quack here. I'm the man with the plan. But today, I want to present something to you guys because this is a special episode from our good friend, Big Will. We'll be talking about The Princess Bride. I hope you enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Big Will Spotlight. We're going to discuss movies the Oscars don't care about. We're going to discuss movies that you care about. So go ahead, get yourself something to eat. Get yourself something to drink. Sit back and relax with your popcorn and your date as we go to Big Will Spotlight with your hosts, Big Will, Dr. Quack, and the important one, Mr. Mayhem.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Big Will Spotlight. I am your host, Big Will. And with me, I got the important one over here.
So honored to be here, especially you chose a great movie.
Yes. Sans Lab Coat.
That's Dr. Quack for all you at home.
Alrighty, so Big Will, please, can I have the honor of announcing the movie?
Well, give me a second.
Oh,
all right.
Please.
First, just going to apologize, scheduling conflicts and vacation and all that stuff. It's just taking a little bit of time to get these all rolled up and out there to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We get to do The Princess Bride from 1987, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes, it is. I thought you were going to keep going.
Well, it's your show. I want you to have
It's mine, but you asked for the intro. I was figuring you'd start covering a couple things.
Okay, well.
All right.
I mean, you had Andre the Giant in this movie.
Carrie Elwes,
Okay.
Wallace Shawn.
Yes, Wallace Shawn. Robin Wright.
There you go.
You want to get a roll on, you got all sorts of people in this movie.
Chris Sheridan.
Mandy Patinkin.
Andy Patinkin.
Anybody got a peanut?
We aren't into that part yet.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
And Fred Savage, too.
Fred Savage, Peter Falk. Oh, God. The list just goes on and on. But we're going to start with, hey, how about a breakdown of the movie real quick? Okay.
All right.
Grandfather comes over to help watch the grandson who's stuck home from school because he's homesick. And out comes the book. Great author, William Goldman, I think, something along that line.
Yes.
And starts to read to him and always have a little problem with the kissy parts at the beginning. But they finally get through the book and into the story. It's a love story. What are we talking about love story with wrestlers here?
Well, it's a great movie from the standpoint of, as it's explained, you've got fighting, you've got fencing, you've got action, suspense, you've got traitor. This book covered everything. And by the way, the book really does exist, and in the book, the story is being told as the author of the book telling the movie. So the movie is based on a book of the same name, The Princess Bride.
Inconceivable. Now you can start in on those.
I do not think you're using that word correctly. I don't think you know what it means.
Favorite story about this movie, though? Andre the Giant on set let a fart out for 30 seconds. And after he was done, Rob Reiner, the director, he looked at Andre and goes, "Feel better now?" And he goes, "I do now."
Yes, and by the way, like I said, this movie came out in 1987. Andre the Giant passed away in 93. At this time, his back was so damaged, the scene where you see him catching the Robin Wright, Princess Buttercup, she was actually on cables. He was not able to support her weight. He couldn't do the wrestling scenes, the thing he's most known for, because the punches were hurting him to throw the punches. He had to reinvent how to do that.
He had to actually have walkways built around him so that Gary Elwes and him could have the wrestling fight.
Yes.
I just want to know where he got that schmott from. Where he, in his jacket, he just pulls it out of nowhere.
It's just the way it is.
I was like, that is insane.
Everybody has a carpet bag that you can pull 100 million things out of.
Yeah, in movie terms, it's called hammer space.
Yeah.
I gotta get you one of those.
You are the Brute Squad.
Exactly.
See,
Billy
now
Crystal,
you-
by the way. This movie ranked. This movie is part of the Library of Congress's registry of being movies that are considered aesthetically or important, significant contributions to the world around us. So this movie is in the Library of Congress. That's how good and how important this movie has been over the years.
And then we got to talk about a little more about Billy Crystal, because basically every line in this movie was ad-libbed.
That's right.
It was penned something else, but he ad-libbed just about everything in the movie.
As you wish.
See, now you can throw them in there.
Yeah.
But they were ad-libbed, and it took Mandy Patinkin so much to not laugh every minute of every conversation they had together. And then Rob Reiner actually had to leave the set when Billy Crystal was being filmed because he laughed so hard it nauseated him.
Yes. This movie also ranks number 11 of the top 500 movies of all time for being quotable by people who've seen the movie. So again, this movie resonates with people. It's one of the highest grossing cult classic movies post-cinema of all time.
My name is Nico Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Have you seen the Six Finger Man?
Do you happen to have 6 fingers in your right hand?
Best lines for the movie.
Oh,
Do you
it's
always
got-
start conversations this way?
It does have some of the best lines ever. Most quotable movie of all time, as pointed out already.
I just want to know who was smoking the Fat J on this when it went with Princess Buttercup. What?
It's the
It's
book.
based on the book.
I know, maybe the author was smoking a Fat J on there.
Well, I mean, Wesley is just known as Farm Boy at the beginning.
It's true.
Okay.
Right, and one of the another thing I want to bring up about this movie, this also, some of the locations they have are some of the most famous locations. The Cliffs of Insanity was actually filmed in UK. They're called the Cliffs of Dover. You'll see that picture a lot in a lot of different scenes. It's a 250-foot limescale cliff called the Cliffs of Dover. Check it out sometime, especially if you like to rock climb, because you still can't climb certain places of the Cliffs of Dover.
And I learned never cheat a Sicilian on death.
Speaking of, William Shawn is not Sicilian. How about that one?
How about that?
All right.
Because he's Wallace Shawn.
Okay, Wallace Shawn. Okay. Messed your name up. I'm sorry.
All right, so
It's not Sicilian.
yeah, the movie was great. Definitely, I'm glad. I can't. I'm so glad you chose this movie. You gave us some stinkers, especially for me. You drove him away for a while. You gave me some stinkers. This has been a great movie.
And so, to another point, locaine powder is not real.
Iocane? Exactly.
No, locaine.
Or locaine powder, iocane powder, both of them, you're right. They're not real. Neither are the ROUSs, rodents of unusual size.
No, they are not. And if you didn't know, Rob Reiner voiced those.
Yes, he did.
What? Come on.
Oh, I'm just.
Fountains of useful knowledge, okay?
Yes.
All
I mean,
right.
Fred,
He's mad it wasn't a horror flick.
no, I'm actually saying like Fred Savage actually here was one of the best roles for this movie. I felt like if you're gonna have a child actor, he was the guy to have for this.
Definitely.
At that time, he was like the only child actor.
Well, there was Gary Coleman, but no.
Kind of would have worked since Whoopi Goldberg actually did try and audition for Princess Buttercup.
Yes, she did.
Besides Meg Ryan and
Michelle Pfeiffer, Jodie Foster, a lot of other women.
Courtney Cox.
Yep.
Yes, there were a lot of people that did.
And a young actress making her first major role, Robin Wright, who became known as Robin Wright Penn, married to Sean Penn, got the role.
They got divorced. She married somebody else.
I know that, but
Okay.
at one time, she was Robin Wright Penn.
And how do you say that name? Was it Carrie
Elwes.
Elwes, Ewes? I mean, there's like 10 different pronunciations.
Oh, everybody does.
He pronounced Carrie Elwes pronounces it Carrie Elwes.
Okay, so we're
And
gonna go
he
with
could
that.
actually come back on here and actually tell us if he really, really wanted to. Because I always thought it was Carrie Elwes.
See?
Yeah.
We never know. He's got connections all over the world. Maybe we can get a hold of him.
He's the one that was around the world.
Yeah, he didn't go the way he wanted to, though.
Yeah.
No, this was not.
So how was Guantanamo, by the way?
We're not going there. I'm not talking about that.
I did not bring that video over that I was going to show to you. We'll have to wait for that for another time.
Alrighty.
All right.
So do we have any more to discuss, or is it time to get to the chicken dinner?
Hey, I mean, if you're happy with where we're at,
I'm happy. I think it again, great movie. Hopefully, we start a great conversation in the chat down below, talking about all the quotes of this movie. But I'm satisfied.
one more piece of useless knowledge, excuse me. Gary Elwes and Mandy Patinkin actually did all of the swordplay.
That
in
is correct. Yes, they both had previously been involved in parts where they had to learn to fence, and they took a little bit of training. There were a couple of stunt people for the things like the flip coming out of the gymnastic work.
That is the only thing that he did not do in that
But
whole
the
fight.
sword work was actually done. That's why you can actually see their face. They weren't stunt doubles. You can actually watch their face as they engage because they both really could sword fight, and they both taught themselves how to sword fight with their opposite hand just to make the part mean something.
Any more useless knowledge out of you?
No.
No? All right. So, onward and upward. We're going to do the voting. We're going to start over on your side this time.
Dude, winner, chicken dinner. One of the
All right.
greatest movies that was ever made in the last 40 years.
Thank you.
I want to see a winner. I'm going to talk about dinner. Give me chicken dinner.
There we go. Chicken dinner on this side also. Steak dinner.
Across the board.
All right.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Now, for the next time that we come back, we're going to go over Halloween. It is Halloween time. So if you're not keeping up with us and dates and everything like that, and you're not liking and sharing it the way that you're supposed to, so we're going to do Halloween next.
Don't be a Halloweenie.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Which Halloween are we going to do so that I make sure I watch the correct one? Since I've never seen either of them.
We're going to cover the Rob Zombie version primarily. We're going to encompass the whole thing.
So watch both. Gotcha.
All right, you don't have to watch the whole thing. All you got to know is Michael Myers killed people.
So did
that's what they-
so did Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger and
That's all.
Chucky and Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's right. All they did was kill people. That's all you need to know. Oh, I guess we don't need to cover Halloween anymore.
At least it is not a Will Ferrell movie. Because I saw that, editor. You put Will Ferrell behind me. That better not happen again.
So yes, next time we're gonna do Halloween.
All
And
right.
like I pointed out, we'll just cover all of them. You know, Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, H2O, so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, I'll go over that chronologically confused.
Yeah, all 16 of them.
Oh my God! See you next week on that.
So you guys enjoy, like I pointed out, like, share it.
Give him the symbol. Give him the symbol. Ugh.